How did a $3 billion U.S. Navy submarine hit an undersea mountain? But despite its high cost and sophisticated tech, the United States Navy says the Seawolf-class nuclear-powered attack sub ran smack into an undersea mountain in the Pacific on October 2. The Pentagon has not released details of the damage the vessel incurred nor how long it might be out of action in a region which, with the rise of the Chinese Navy, is seeing growing demands on the U.S. fleet. Which leaves U.S. military planners with some big questions to answer in the coming weeks and months. Not the least of which is, how did this happen? Driving a submarine. The Navy on Thursday gave a hint of what might have led to the accident when it relieved the Connecticut's leadership of their command due to loss of confidence. The commanding officer, Commander Cameron Al-Gilani, was relieved of duty, as were the executive officer, Lieutenant Commander Patrick Cashin, and the chief of the boat, Master Chief Sonar Technician Corey Rogers. Vice Admiral Carl Thomas, commander of U.S. 7th Fleet, determined that sound judgment, prudent decision-making, and adherence to required procedures in navigation planning, watch team execution and risk management could have prevented the incident, according to a statement about the decision.
The undersea environment is unforgiving and even small mistakes can have huge consequences. Submarining is hard, it's really hard. Not everything goes right all the time, said Thomas Shugart, who spent more than 11 years on U.S. submarines, including commanding an attack sub. Surface ships or a sub operating at periscope depth can rely on global positioning satellites to give sailors a very accurate location, said Shugart, now an adjunct senior fellow at the Center for New American Security. But at depth, the GPS systems are not available. Submariners use their compasses and charts. But the process is expensive and time-consuming, leaving as much as 80% of Earth's seafloor unmapped. It's not surprising that you could run into something, he said. The U.S. Navy has not said exactly where the Connecticut hit the seamount. Sandwell tried to narrow down the area. These are places where the gravity predicts there is something shallower than 400 meters, around the depth where a submarine might run into it, he said. Officially, the Navy says Seawolf-class subs have a maximum depth of more than 243 meters, although some experts put their maximum depth around double that. Sonar is your only way to look at the bottom, but you don't want to put out more sound than you have to, Shugart said. You'd have to do that about every 20 seconds or so to get an accurate picture, Sandwell said. It makes a lot of noise. When it comes to knowing the terrain beneath them, even astronauts might have it easier than submariners, according to Shugart. Basically, the surface of the moon is better charted than the bottom of the ocean is, he said. A history of submarine groundings. The USS Connecticut isn't the first U.S. Navy sub to be involved in an underwater collision. On January 8, 2005, the USS San Francisco, a Los Angeles-class attack submarine, struck a seamount about 350 miles south of Guam in the Pacific Ocean. The incident killed one sailor and injured 97 others among the crew of 137. A Navy investigation concluded the San Francisco was traveling at maximum speed at a depth of 525 feet when it hit the seamount, which was not on the chart the sub's commanders were using at the time. But the probe found the commanders should have known the undersea mountain was there based on other charts in their possession, which indicated a navigational hazard in the area. If San Francisco's leaders and watch teams had complied with requisite procedures and exercised prudent navigation practices, the grounding would most likely have been avoided, the Navy report said. Even if not wholly avoided, however, the grounding would not have been as severe and loss of life may be been prevented. Other incidents have been less serious but illustrate the difficulties of maneuvering subs even in familiar waters. For instance, in November 2015, the USS Georgia, an Ohio-class guided missile submarine, struck a channel buoy and grounded as it was returning to port in Kings Bay, Georgia. The 180,000-ton, 560-foot-long sub sustained more than $1 million in damage and its captain was relieved of command. And in 2003, the USS Hartford ran aground while entering a NATO base in Spain, resulting in a $9 million repair bill and its commander being relieved of duty. Despite those incidents, Shugart, the former U.S. Navy sub-commander, defends the U.S. Navy's record under the sea. We have more submarines, they spend more time at sea, They go a lot farther away from home and they operate at higher speeds than probably anybody else's, he said. We do the most challenging submarine missions that anybody does and the farthest away from home, he said, adding, even the pros have bad days. What makes the USS Connecticut so special? The Connecticut is one of 3 Seawolf-class submarines in the U.S. Navy fleet, each costing about $3 billion to build. The 9,300-ton, 353-foot sub, commissioned in 1998 and is crewed by 140 sailors. Like all modern U.S. Navy attack submarines, the Connecticut is powered by a nuclear reactor, which enables it to be fast but quiet, with none of the noise produced by a combustion engine. Nuclear power enables such subs to stay at sea and underwater as long as provisions for the crew hold out. The Navy doesn't give exact figures in publicizing the abilities of its submarine, but experts say the Seawolf-class is exceptional. The Navy says it is exceptionally quiet, fast, well-armed, and equipped with advanced sensors. A Navy fact sheet says the Connecticut is capable of going faster than 28 miles per hour underwater. That's faster than the average container or cargo ship on the surface of the sea and almost as fast as the U.S. Navy's Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers. And despite being more than 20 years old, it's also technologically advanced with updates to its systems performed during its service life. Though the Navy doesn't give details on the missions its submarines undertake, the 3 Seawolf-class subs are thought to be important intelligence-gathering assets, especially in shallow environments. Their missions include surveillance, intelligence collection, special warfare, cruise missile strike, mine warfare, and anti-submarine and anti-surface ship warfare. Electric Boat says. With no combat taking place in the South China Sea, the focus of the sub in the current environment is likely to be in intelligence gathering. And that's why China is paying close attention. Questions from Beijing following the collision. Beijing has accused Washington of not being forthcoming about what happened and how it could affect countries around the South China Sea.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.